ṣẹ̀dá tó mọ̀la. Ó jẹ́ ṣe jẹ́jẹ́ ọ̀rẹ́ mi o, ayé gbẹ̀gẹ́. Inú ẹni ṣàlámọ̀, a ò mẹ́ni tó fẹ́ ni. Ká ṣe bí ẹni kú, káwọ́ ẹni tí ó ṣe dàrú ẹni. Ṣàṣà ènìyàn nífẹ̀ẹ́ ní lẹ́yìn, tẹrú tọmọ nífẹ̀ẹ́ ní lójú ẹni. Ọmọ aráyé abániwọ́rọ̀ pa orí dání wọ́n. Ayé ò fẹ́ ní ìfọ̀rọ̀, orí ẹni ní pẹ́ kó yẹ ni. You gotta be strong cause the world is a battlefield. Òjò láyé ó gbé ní lọ, bá ò bá mọ̀ wẹ̀. Má ṣe làlà òtọ́ láì bá dé, stress of ìdákùn ṣe jẹ́jẹ́. Ilé ayé ogun ni ó gbọ̀gbọ́n. Ẹ̀sùn pẹ̀lẹ́ láyé gbà rẹ̀, ẹ jẹ́ ká má ṣe jẹ́jẹ́. Tíbi tí ẹ lágbálẹ̀ ayé, kò má ṣẹ̀dá tó mọ̀la. Ó jẹ́ ṣe jẹ́jẹ́ ọ̀rẹ́ mi o, ayé gbẹ̀gẹ́. Inú ẹni ṣàlámọ̀, a ò mẹ́ni tó fẹ́ ni. Ṣẹ̀rántí a ò mẹ́rin ìjọba ẹ̀wẹ̀kú ẹ̀wẹ̀lẹ̀. Àwọn ọlọ́tẹ̀ ni wọ́n dìde wọn lájànà kó lè rínú gbọ́gbé. Àṣenìtàn bá ní ìdàrú ṣálọ̀ máa ráyé. Àwọ̀ fẹ́lẹ́ bòónù kò jẹ́ àríkùn wá ṣe bí. You gotta be wise to survive and keep your sanity. Ọjà ọ̀dájú ní ilé ayé, o ní láti mọ̀ ọ́n rà. Àyàgbé ọ̀gẹ̀gẹ̀ tó bá ti lówó, ọ̀yàn òun ló wà lọ́jọ́ ogún dé. Ọwọ́ epo láyé ńlá, wọ́n kì í lá tẹ̀jẹ̀. Alámọ̀ a ò mọ̀nú, ẹni ayé yẹ kó rọra ṣe. Ṣọ́ra, ṣọ́ra. Bọ́sọ̀ fura, bọ́sọ̀ fi jọ́ sí iná. Ẹ̀sùn pẹ̀lẹ́ láyé gbà rẹ̀, ẹ jẹ́ ká má ṣe jẹ́jẹ́ o. Tíbi tí ẹ lágbálẹ̀ ayé, kò má ṣẹ̀dá tó mọ̀la. Ó jẹ́ ṣe jẹ́jẹ́ ọ̀rẹ́ mi o, ayé gbẹ̀gẹ́ o. Inú ẹni ṣàlámọ̀, a ò mẹ́ni tó fẹ́ ni. Ẹ̀sùn pẹ̀lẹ́ láyé gbà rẹ̀, ẹ jẹ́ ká má ṣe jẹ́jẹ́. Tíbi tí ẹ lágbálẹ̀ ayé, kò má ṣẹ̀dá tó mọ̀la. Ilẹ̀kùn bá jẹ́ ṣe jẹ́jẹ́ ọ̀rẹ́ mi o, ayé gbẹ̀gẹ́. Inú ẹni ṣàlámọ̀, a ò mẹ́ni tó fẹ́ ni. Ẹ̀sùn pẹ̀lẹ́ láyé gbà rẹ̀, ẹ jẹ́ ká má ṣe jẹ́jẹ́. Ọ̀rẹ́ mi ṣòwò tí a lágbálẹ̀ ayé, àgbà tó ti ṣẹ̀dá tó mọ̀la. Yòókù lọ́gbọ́n, ó jẹ́ ṣe jẹ́jẹ́ ọ̀rẹ́ mi o, ayé gbẹ̀gẹ́. Inú ẹni ṣàlámọ̀, a ò mẹ́ni tó fẹ́ ni. Ẹ̀sùn pẹ̀lẹ́ láyé gbà rẹ̀, ẹ jẹ́ ká má ṣe jẹ́jẹ́. Ikú pàlà mi, ọ̀rọ̀ mi ọ̀lọ́lọ́gbà ògiri. Àmì ìṣẹ̀dá tó mọ̀la. Bàjọ́ra ìmọ́lẹ̀, ó jẹ́ ṣe jẹ́jẹ́ ọ̀rẹ́ mi o, ayé gbẹ̀gẹ́.
Yes, so good evening, my people. It's a pleasure to welcome you to another special edition of the Jagbajantis Show. This is a platform where we gather every Friday to talk nonsense. If this is your first time of tuning in, I welcome you specially, and I promise you it will be a time well spent. For my regulars, I greet you once again. Thank you for tuning in. And as you are coming in, please help me share this show on your platforms Send out the links to people that you think might benefit from the discussion we have going on tonight. Um, I'll take a moment to give a shout out to those who are already on the show. And as people connect as we proceed, I will take moment out to greet you as well. For those who will be catching up with the show later on, I greet you whenever you will be watching this show. Sorry, listening to the show. I greet you especially, and to all my silent listeners, those who will never, even by mistake, push the full stop button. They're just there, silently following. I greet you as well. Fujupa, Kankan, Yero. Thank you for connecting with me. Um, I more especially thank those who have made it a point of duty to always share this show. Um, Momonyo, and I really appreciate you for making that effort. Thank you very much. You are the real VIPs. Ìbàjẹ́ ò ní kàn yín. Right, let me. Yes, o, àwọn tó láàyè ti dé o. Àwọn tó láàyè ti padà sáàyè wọn o. Àwọn tó láàyè ti padà omi sọ, ṣèbí mo sọ fún yín. Mo kí ẹ ọmọ ìyá mi ẹ̀bùn ṣé wàá pa ọ́. How you dey? Ẹ kú àtàárọ̀, ṣé ò rẹra? Great to have you back in your corner. Títí next week, ẹ̀gbọ́n máa bẹ́ẹ̀ drag again. He will be back by then. I greet you, my sister, temporal first timer last week. Esther Diola, how you doing, my sister? It's a pleasure to have you on the show. Comrade Festus, how you doing, my brother? You're welcome to the platform. I want to the YouTube money. Okay. First comma lórí YouTube. Okay. Nobody's dragging that space with you anyway. All right. Yes. Yay, my sister. Àwọn tèmi gangan nìyẹn. Ẹ kálẹ́ o, ṣé wà dáadáa. My lovely sister Afunme Triple S. Mo kí yín o. Báwo dé yín? Báwo dẹ̀ ní ọ̀rọ̀ epo? Mo mọ̀ pé ẹ̀yin máa ríra náà. Àdágbára lẹ́yìn. Ẹ máa ríra. Thank you for connecting tonight. I greet you especially, Emmanuel Makinde. I am noticing this name for the first time on the show. So I want to guess this is your first time, or perhaps you have been, part of the silent listeners, and tonight is just okay. This is your first time. Okay, I guess as much. I welcome you especially. This is a platform where we rub minds and we don't mince words here. We say things the way they are, and what we try to do on this platform is to change perspectives, is to change the status quo, is to give a different meaning to what we used to know, is to shake off every redundant knowledge or information or idea or belief that we've been carrying everywhere for donkey years, and they haven't been useful to us. So Like I do say, I have no power changing anybody here, but all I can do is to inspire that change in you. If I'm able to unsettle your mindset, if I'm able to make you, you know, reconsider something, if I can leave your mind troubled at the end of every show, then I have done my job. The rest is in your hands. So feel free to use the comment section, but just be civil. And booyàn and ja and shekpembi. If anybody's comment doesn't align with yours, just you know, put your own the way you see it. Ọ̀rọ̀ gangan nílé ayé bó ṣe kọ wájú séèyàn kan ẹ̀yìn ló kọ sẹ́lòmíì. We're here to learn, and we're all work in progress. And if you know feel impressed by what we do here, then please feel free to tell somebody else to also join the platform. Thank you very much, and that goes to every first timer listening to me tonight. Right. Ẹ sì ń jáàgì sí ti òkè ẹjọ́ dé papọ̀ nínú o. Ẹni tó kọ́kọ́ dé ni mo rí yẹn, ẹni tó kọ́kọ́ wọlé ni mo rí yẹn. So ẹ jẹ́ kí n tiẹ̀ wo time gan-an. Ẹjọ́ dé papọ̀. Ok o, ó dà pé ẹjọ́ dé papọ̀, ẹjọ́ wọlé ni o. Anyway, a máa yanjú yẹn later. Right. Thank you everyone. Bó ṣe ń sọ fún ọ kó máa share, kó máa press love and like yẹn o. Ọlọ́run á jẹ́ kán gbọ́ o. Okay, you've been following for a while, but this is your first time joining the live show. Wow, great. Thank you very much. Mo kí yín ìyá mi o. Ọ̀yá Fúnkẹ́ Àríkẹ́ Olórìṣà Ogbó Àtọ́ o. Ṣé wà dáadáa? A máa júṣe fún yín o. Yes, so right. Let's crack on. I'll keep my eye on the comment section. Tá bá tún rí àwọn tó bá join, then I will give you a shout out. Right, what do we have to talk about tonight? Remember, I'll keep mentioning this on every show. And the reason is simple. So that we can have a focus. And what I've been saying since the start of our show this year is that the aim of this platform this year is to return power back to us, is to awaken that giant inside of us, is to, call us to the realization of the amount of power that is lying dormant inside of us, is to, make us accountable for our lives. That is the purpose this year. Enough of, leaning on others, waiting on other people to do things for you. Enough of living that life of being a victim. Enough of just walking about with that direction. Enough of blaming other people and not, like you're not responsible for your life. We don't want to do that anymore. So every discussion we have here every night will be a discussion leading us on this direction. And that's why I'll keep mentioning it. So far, so good this year. We have touched on, started on blank sheet, telling you that you have another opportunity to, rewrite your story. We talked about accountability, reminding you that you can't hide in life, and you must, show up and take the blows, whether soft or hard one, resulting from the decisions and choices you have made. You can't hide. You can't blame other people. You have to be accountable. And that's like the end. So that would help you to think things through, see an expected end before you even make a decision. So if that end is not what you're expecting, then change your thought pattern. That's what accountability helps you to achieve. You don't just freestyle life, be intentional. Think through every process. What is the likely outcome of this decision I'm about to make? If it's not something that you'll be proud of, if it's not something that you would like to live with, then think again and change your decision. Then we talked about starting all over again. Teshin Dani Amantunguni. Don't stay down. Get up and go again. Get up and go again. Forget what has happened. Omi ló dànù àgbè fọ́. Àgbè bá dẹ̀ fọ́ náà tún dìde lọ ra àgbè míì tó bá lówó. Get amọ̀ mọ àgbè míì fúnra ẹ̀. Just don't live that life of ó ti wá tán náà nìyẹn. No, just get up and keep going. Use whatever is left to bring something out or to create another new existence for yourself. And then last week we talked about baby steps. You are not too old to take baby steps. Ọjọ́ tá a bá bímọ kọ́ ló ń rìn. There are stages to life. So in everything you want to do, wọ́n ní a máa ń tibi pẹlẹbẹ mọ́ ọ̀lẹ jẹ ni. Kò sẹ́ni tó ń gun àkàbà látòkè. You have to take things gradual. And never ever be shy or ashamed of making little achievement. Don't be shy. Don't feel pressured that you are taking baby steps or you are making or you are starting from a very little or humble beginning. No, you should be proud of yourself, because that is what will help you at some point in your life to see how far you have come. You can always look back and see, but this is what I am today. So, díẹ̀. You want to start something, you want to do something big, don't look at how massive that thing is. Break it down into little parts and approach it from that perspective. Tó bá wò pé kíní tó bá á ka ẹ̀ láyà á pé ò lè ṣe. But by the time you break them down into little parts, then you take them from the ones you can tackle first. Ṣe yẹn kúrò ńbẹ̀, cross that line. Draw strength from that one that you have, you are able to conquer, and use that to approach the next one. Bó ṣe máa lọ nìyẹn. If you have, life battles you are facing, sit down and draft everything out. Don't fight battle in a confused state. You will lose it. Sit down. Ogun yẹn àwọn kankan ló ṣarajọ tó di odidi ogun yẹn. So list this part out. Nǹkan tó bá lè fún lórúkọ tó lè fún ní description ó látúnṣe. And then begin to tackle this thing from those little parts you have broken them into. Before you know it, wàá rí pé wàá lálàáfíà. That was our discussion last week. And I must mention that every single of our discussions are available for you to listen to again on my Facebook page. Because I regularly, write stuff on my Facebook, they could have gone, really down on the feed. So it's easier for you to check them out on YouTube. So they are there on my YouTube page. And it's the same name, Akinvogue. So just when you type Akinvogue on YouTube, it pops up, and there are loads of them, that you can catch up with. On my page, I created the list of discussions we had last year, the entire discussions we had. So you can use that as a guide to search for, they can go we can go or whatever, So so nothing is missing. Gbogbo ẹ̀ wà ńbẹ̀, So right. So we're moving on, uh, on that same note to another interesting discussion tonight, which I titled Life Values, Your Personal Compass. Now, unless you are familiar with the route, that's when you just jump into your car and just drive to wherever you want to go. Otherwise, you need to rely on the navigation equipment to take you from point A to point B. And that's exactly how life is. Really? It's in another existence, which oftentimes again. So for every existence you have now, it's new. So we need some sort of direction. We need a compass. Many people today, you find them, they are lost. When they wake up, they don't know what that day holds, or what to look forward to, or what they should be doing, or where they should be going. And they just float through life. Oftentimes they get, really, really confused and sad because they don't even know what to do. Making decisions becomes very, very hard for a lot of people. Making even simple, what we would refer to as simple decisions. They're constantly in a confused state of mind. And if there's one thing we will do a lot this year as individuals, it's making decisions. Every single day of our lives, we would have to make choices. And these choices have consequences. We would have to make decisions. And all of these decisions will lead us somewhere. And if we get these decisions wrong, if we make the wrong choices, it will make life, a bit difficult for us to live. And that's why I think we have to talk about this as early as possible, so that you can know what you need to do, or know maybe what you have not been doing right. Right. Central to the way we live our lives, what we wake up every single day to do, how we process situations and make judgments, how we uh, make decisions is centered on our life's values, our core life values. Values guide every decision of our lives, and it guides how our destiny flows. So, if you want the deepest level of life fulfillment, you can only achieve that when you commit every single day of your life to living by your values. I mentioned earlier that some people are constantly in a state of confusion. In every situation, they don't know what to do. They constantly have to rely on other people to guide them. And oftentimes, you'll be misguided because you're leaning on people who have different values to yours. And they'll be relying on their own values to advise you. And, you know, realistically, values are like, you know, fingerprint. They differ from individuals to individuals. So you should have one that is unique to you. When you use someone else's fingerprint as your own identity, you won't have that pass. If somebody else's thumbprint is the one that is on your passport, traveling passport, for example, you can't cross borders because it won't match, and you might even be arrested for you know um, identity theft. Look at our mobile gadget these days. They have that thumb printing options to unlock your device, except it is yours that has been captured by the system. It won't open if somebody else's tries. That is what values are. You must understand and find your own unique life values because they are the compass that will help you to navigate life. They will be what you have to rely on to make sound decisions, to make effective decisions. So you must remember all decisions, choices, decision making comes down to values clarification. You must know what matters to you. Values are simply what you are on your inside. What you are on your inside. So when you know what is most important to you, making decisions will be simple. And that's why you will find out that your life will be different from the next person because your values are different. And your life might be similar to somebody else, because maybe you share certain common values. And it's the same when when you're unclear about your values, you can't make decisions, you're constantly in that state of confusion, you are lost. Um, when you don't know where you're going technically, everywhere you get to looks like your destination. So half of the time, I come máa tẹ̀lé èrò lọ ni. Ibi táwọn tó pọ̀ bá darí síbẹ̀ náà máa fi hàn pé ọ̀nà ni, because you don't even know where you're heading to. You know? So it's important that we understand value clarification and how it affects or shapes our lives. So, as we always do, let's define what value is. When we say core values, when we say life values, what do they mean? They're simply those things that matters most to you. These are like the core beliefs of your life. And these elements are what guide your behavior, your decision, your actions. They help you find your purpose in life. They help you determine your worth, your self-worth. Ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ ò mọ̀ wọ́n ara wọn because they don't even know their values. Wọn ò mọ ẹni tó yẹ ó bá rìn, wọn ò mọ àwùjọ tó yẹ kán wà, wọn ò mọ ohun tó yẹ kán ṣe, wọn ò mọ ohun tí ò yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe, wọn ò mọ ohun tó yẹ kí wọ́n lé, wọn ò mọ nǹkan tí ò yẹ kí wọ́n lé. Because they've not really sat down to find out what are these things that are most important to them. Perhaps some people wouldn't even be friends with some people today if they actually understood their values, because it also shapes your choice of circle. How do you pick people that you surround yourself with? How do you determine the kind of association that you should belong to? All these things have to align with your values, or rather, it's your values that brings clarity to how you should choose these things. So you must be clear about what is most important to you, and not only knowing them, another important thing is you must be consistent in living by them. So I'm moving to another level now, where some of you listening to me have values, but you only live by them when it's convenient. You're not consistent. And there's something I do say: integrity is not honesty. Integrity is consistency of character. So When you know your values, you must be consistent in living by them no matter what happens. Whether the environment rewards you for living by those values or not, you must live by them. So, for example, somebody's value might be honesty. So, in your day out, you found a bag containing, thousands of hard currency in it. Your value says you don't keep things that does not belong to you. It's somebody else's property and they might be in distress looking for it. So you did the right thing that your value dictates. You took it to the police station and handed it over. Or perhaps there's a card or an identity inside that same bag that reveals the name of the owner of that property, and you can actually call them. So you call them up to tell them you found their property and you arrange to return it to them. That singular action, when you complete it, you feel fulfilled because you have lived by your value. Now, when you mention this to another friend, a friend that knows that you have financial issue, what they will tell you, oh, there, ayé ẹ ti bàjẹ́, ò lè ríro oore yẹn mọ́. Àbí wọ́n kọ́ ló ń sọ pé ò lówó lọ́wọ́, ó wá rí báàgì tí dọ́là wà ní ọ tó wá lọ gbélẹ̀. Olùṣẹ̀dá. They will say all kind of nasty stuff to you. Then they will ask you, ìgbà tó gbé báàgì yẹn fún ọ, kí ló fún ẹ? Wà ní ó kàn sọ thank you náà, ṣó tán? Ayé ẹ ti fọ́. They will almost make you feel, like killing yourself for doing or following your values. Guess what? You don't have to feel bad in any way because you're living by your values. What you need to do is to remind yourself the stuff is not yours anyway. So whether the owner rewards you, give you something or doesn't give you anything, it's not yours anyway. And you are living by your values, which says, you don't hold on to things that are not yours. The other person pulling you apart and criticizing you does not share that same value with you. That's just interpretation. So tí ẹni ẹ bá rírú nǹkan bẹ́ẹ̀ yẹn, á nà ni. But that is not who you are. You're different. And that might even give you a clue that pé value èmi àtẹni yóò align ni o, so kò yẹ ká tiẹ̀ jọ máa bára wa rìn. So that incident might, make you change your association with that person. Because ẹgbẹ́ ẹyẹ lẹyẹ ń wọ̀tọ̀. Can two work unless they agree? So you should work or move around people whose values align with yours. So tó bá mention fún yàn kan báyìí pé mo máa tẹ rí báàgì kan tó wà ńbẹ̀, kó tó sọ ẹni àti pé ṣó ti lọ ǹjẹ́ cardboard náà ṣó rẹ́ni yẹn pè ṣá wọ́n á dẹ̀ ti máa wá kíní ẹ̀ àbó gbé lọ police station. That's what somebody who shares your value will suggest you before you even mention the steps you've taken. Tó bá tiẹ̀ tún wá ní doubt àti fẹ́ keep ẹ̀ gan, such a person would be the one to remind you pé kì í ṣe eré èèyàn bẹ́ẹ̀ yàn, jẹ́ ká dá kíní ìpadà mọ̀ pé wọ́n á ti máa wà. That is how you have to live. You should not let circumstances that you're going through determine when you should, live by your values and when you shouldn't. You must be consistent. Whether there's a reward for it or not, you're living by what you believe in. That is the only way you can have long-term happiness. That is the only way you can have some sense of fulfillment. But you must know what your values are. You must know what are these things that are important to you. So I keep re-emphasizing this because I'm not the one that will decide these things for you. You have to find them yourself. That is who you are on your inside. Many people today know what they want, but they have no idea of what they want to be. But you can't get fulfillment, you can't get happiness through things. It's deeper than that. I think 2 years ago we talked about, in pursuit of happiness. And there I mentioned that happiness is not in accumulation. Happiness is in taking away. Happiness is in lightening your baggage. Only taking with you those things that matters to you. That's where happiness lies. Because human needs are insatiable. We never know when it is enough. So when you put your happiness in things, accumulation, or you put your happiness in people, you will never be happy. Never. Your happiness must be in finding your purpose. And how do you find your purpose? It's knowing your values and living consistently by them. Now, if you don't know your true values and you're not making effort to live by them, or to live by them, ayanira, you will constantly, you know, have pain. And I'm not saying physical pain, I'm saying emotional pain. Because everything will be difficult. And in moments like this, what do people do? They pick up habits that distract them from what they're actually, going through. So people treat symptoms rather than focusing on the cause. That's why you see some people distract themselves with maybe alcohol, um, drugs, fagbo, you know, people distract themselves with entertainment and all kind of things like that. Remember when we discussed, I think it was last year, loneliness versus being lonely. Many people cannot stand to be alone with themselves. They are constantly running away from themselves because they can't bear to listen to their own thoughts. They don't have answers to the problems of their own mind. So they constantly want to be in, company of other people, constantly rely on other people to give them happiness, constantly, distracting themselves with entertainment, TV, food, drinks, alcohol, and everything like that. And before you know it, they said they have an addiction. Oh, I have drinking problem. Oh, I have drug problem. Oh, I have um, TV binging problem. But the reality is this: these behavior are really the result of the frustration, the anger, the emptiness, the confused state that they constantly find themselves because they lack that sense of fulfillment, because they don't have anything to live for. So this is the emptiness they are trying to distract themselves from, and they have to fill it with something else because you know there's no vacuum in life. Something has to replace you know every emptiness. But what they are replacing it with, it's not the solution. It's like a temporary fix. And that's why over time when they repeat this process, it becomes an addiction. So what in Oti Emma, make them happy for a while, drown this emptiness away, and but alcohol has its own, time that it will wear off. The effect will wear off. And then that reality is stacking, you looking at you straight in the face again. So what do? You hit another bottle. You smoke, ìgá yẹn ò fẹ́ràn mọ́, ó bọ́ sígbó. Igbó náà body ẹ ti ń get used to. Wàá bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí máa lace igbó yẹn pẹ̀lú ice. Wàá máa lace ẹ̀ pẹ̀lú báńkú. You keep finding stronger and stronger and stronger stuff. Those things are really not your issue. They are like the shortcut or the quick fix that you are trying to um, find. But this thing will only fill that space temporarily. Your real problem is that you have values problem. You don't have value clarification. So rather than find this, you are trying to change that emotional state by using other stuff, because drinking, entertainment, smoking, and all these things, they sort of change our emotional state. You take these things because they alter your mood, they alter your sense of being, albeit temporarily. At least they give you a new feel, you know, and that's what you try to do because you are running away from the actual problem you have, which is the value problem. So to have the real and lasting solution, you must go back to finding out what your core life values are. What are those things that matters to you? I can have this conversation because um, this was what I did in 2015, 2016. After my second suicide attempt in 2014, I sat myself down to say, I don't want to be in this state again. So, but I must understand the things that push me to this level. So, I had to deal with them one by one. And after that, I had to ask myself, um, 2017, I had to ask myself, what are the most important things to me? What are these non-negotiable? That no, this one I won't joke with this because now I want to give form to my life. I don't want life issues to be dragging me here and there, to be tearing me here and there anymore. I want to bring order to my life. I want to be able to design a life that runs, effectively by itself. And to make this happen, you must understand what are those things that matters to you. So I found those things and I use them as the gateways of my life. So these are they are there like the how do I put it? Um, they are like the filtering system. So every decisions, every choices, anybody wants to get through to me or whatever thing like that, they must pass through these things. And these things are what will filter my choices and decisions. And that's why tó bá fi nǹkan mi lọ mi báyìí kò tiẹ̀ kí ń pẹ́ mo ti máa rí answer fún wọn because àwọn tó ń decide ti wà ńlẹ̀. Some other things I need to process them longer by taking my thought from the likely consequence. Now I rò padà wá sí ẹ̀yìn. But everything still aligns with what my values are. And since then, I've been consistent with living by them. My life has been set such that, look, somebody else's behavior just trigger feelings in me automatically. And when behavior of people around me or whatever thing doesn't align with some of these things, it's like you have a system shutdown. And that's what happens to me. Because I will not negotiate any of these things. I won't. Because once I do, they will affect me. And I have to love myself. I have to love myself. And so I must do what is right by myself. Because in all honesty, if tables were turned, others would do the same. So I won't bend my values. I won't bend my principles to please anyone. And also, this is the same approach I use. I don't go about trying to change people or trying to force people to be who they are not. No, because it's a waste of effort, it's a waste of time. All I need to do is control my end part, set my values right. When those people, regardless of their one-on-one authority, when they want to approach me, my values will put them in shape. If they really want to have anything to do with me, they'll have to realign, they have to correct themselves to be able to deal with me. If not, so with that, mi ò ní problem pẹ̀lú anybody. Àwọn ló máa ní problem pẹ̀lú mi. And it's not a problem. All you need to do is understand who I am. When you understand who I am, it's simple. And that's the same approach I use when I deal with people. I study them first. What are their values that I can, you know, pinpoint? Who are they really? And I deal with them based on what I can deduce from them. So mi ní problem pẹ̀lú yàn. Cause mi ní ṣe nǹkan tí wọ́n fẹ́. Mi dẹ̀ fẹ́ kí èèyàn ṣe nǹkan tèmi náà ò fẹ́ fún. So you can see how important values are. It brings clarity to our existence. And that's why I put in the quote. When a new value is formed, when a new value is set, a new existence comes into being. We can't just float through life. You must stand for something. You must be known for something. You must have a sense of purpose. You must have a sense of direction. So, how do you um, how do you know your values? Knowing your values depends largely on your life experience. Because ó níbi tó ti ń bọ̀. Ó ní oríṣiríṣi nǹkan tó là kọjá. Ó ní àwọn ìrírí tó ti rí. Ó ní ayé tó wù ẹ́. Ó ní ayé tó fẹ́. Ó níbi tó fẹ́ lọ. Ó níbi tó fẹ́ lọ. So, this mixed bag of experiences, of lifelong, experiences is where your values will come from. This is where you will sit down to determine what are these things that I cherish. Ẹni tó ti rin ayé báyìí, tó parí báyìí, àwọn nǹkan báyìí lọ ṣe. I don't want this type of end. So mo ń láti yọ àwọn nǹkan báyìí kúrò. There are people you admire. They're strong. Their life is tidy. They're making progress in everything, their endeavors and whatever. There's nothing they're doing that is so extraordinary other than they have strong values and they consistently live by those values. You can hate them, they don't care. And you can like them, doesn't bother them. They are driven by their values. And they won't bend. Circumstances, situation won't make them shake. So people like this also will influence you. Because if you are able to see some of the values that you see that are positive in them, they're worth checking out. Values also would help in your businesses or work. Like I said, it helps to arrange every facet of our life. So for example, let's say you have, okay, let me use myself as an example. At a point I wanted a work-life balance. So because I really, really want to be um, um, a dad, a father, a husband that is present. And there's no way you can split yourself pursuing um, maybe your professional career or chasing money, and at the same time still want to be there for your family. Because these two things demand equal amount of time. So I wanted a balance. And in doing that, I realized that, look, I have to own my time. Time is what we are selling. Time is your real deal here, not what you do. The value you make your time deliver to you is what counts. What you spend 30 days of your time doing, somebody can get equal value delivered to them in 30 minutes. So I had to sit myself down and find something that will give me that balance. I got it. I built my life around it. I'm there for the family. I own my time. I split my time between things I want to do. I decide how to run my life. Now, if somebody that is maybe looking at me from a distance sees an opportunity and calls me and say, ọmọ, àwọn orí nǹkan kan báyìí, àdé fi hàn pé ó yẹ kó lè ṣe nǹkan kan mẹ́ẹ̀. Owó wà ń bẹ̀. Such a person should not be shocked if I turn it down. Immediately, tí mi tiẹ̀ sọ pé màá lọ rò ó máa padà. Immediately tí mo turn it down. Why? Because that thing will take control of my time out of my hand. That thing will affect the balance. That work life or work family balance, it will affect it. And as such, I will turn it down. So that means in the order of my values settings, I place much more value on owning my time, on freedom, than money. That means I place family ahead of that. So it will be easy for me to make decisions. I won't be confused. It won't give me sleepless night. Yeah, Oh, ṣé kí n wá lọ gba owó yẹn ni? Ṣé kí n wá lọ ṣe iṣẹ́ yẹn ni? I won't be calling people and be running it through them and they will be confusing me more and then no, 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 no. I have clarity and I've built my life around what I'm earning and I'm keeping my eyes and focus straight. Now, does that mean this situation will remain like this forever? No. Because why? Values are constantly shifting. There's a constant shift in 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 our core values. And what are those things that you know bring this shift? We have growth because every day life is revealed to us in another dimension. And that should be what we strive for. Constantly becoming better. So yesterday I was this. Today life has revealed more to me that might bring a shift in my core values. Life experiences, especially um, significant emotional events, can bring a shift in our values. I will make you to change things around, drop certain things, pick up certain things. So I made this decision now because I feel my family is dependent on me now. Okay, a few years down the line, my kids will grow. It can give me more of me time. Then I can, be a bit flexible in my um, in my decision making regarding this work-life balance. I might be open to other opportunities now because now I fulfilled that part that you know was important to me then. And now I have a bit of freedom now to do other things. So this is how we must approach life. You can't live your life um, pursuing other people's dreams, pursuing other people's happiness, pursuing other people's purposes. You must find yours. You must find yours. Because that is the only place where you can find that fulfillment and happiness that you want in life. So if you find your values, don't be sorry that you are living by them. Don't be bothered by how people feel or what they say about you. No, ìyẹn ò kàn ẹ́. Because ayé ẹni kí wọ́n focus lé lórí. ayé ẹni kó focus lé lórí, not what people feel. Otherwise, people's reactions, side comment will constantly, make you um will make you not live consistently by your values. And if you live like that, o lè débi kankan. O lè débi kankan. So um you have um you have this job on your hand now, especially for those who haven't, taken time to find their values, to do so, and for those who already have theirs, but for Niku for land deni, and when situation don't, want to change here, want to bend, you can't get anywhere. You can't get anywhere. You have to find your values and you have to consistently. I don't want to use stubborn, but that's what I mean when I say consistent. You know. So for someone that places health on top of their um, core life values, irú ẹni yẹn sìn á watch n tó ń jẹ. Irú ẹni yẹn sìn á choose irú iṣẹ́ tó ń ṣe. Irú ẹni yẹn sìn kò ní fohun ṣeré. So these things they're not to be joked with, because there must be an alignment um, in your values and how you actually live your life. There can be disparity. Tó bá ti wà, then you are not an authentic person. You are not an authentic person. The disparity bá ti wà. Because like I said earlier, your core values are who you are on your inside. In tó wá jẹ́ nínú yẹn, ó yẹ kó gbé jáde. So you must align. Otherwise, you are a fake human being. So, as we journey this year, so that you won't make the mistakes of last year, so that you won't make wrong choices like you did last year, so that you won't get stuck like you were last time. Please have a look at this discussion for tonight. Have a moment with yourself. Stop distracting yourself, trying to find quick fix. Sit down with yourself and find your values. These are the things that will shape your decision. These are the things that will, give you that sense of direction. Tó bá wá dorí kọ bí, ìwọ ní láti dorí kọ bẹ́ẹ̀. because o mọ ibi tó ń lọ, o mọ ohun tó jẹ́. Wọ́n ní bó ti wù kójú pọ́n kìnìún tó nígbó kò ní jẹ koríko. I'll give you another illustration. An eagle should not be on the ground mingling with chickens. Àdá eagle láti máa fò ni. Eagle tẹ́ bá bá tó ń fẹsẹ̀ walẹ̀ bí àwọn adìyẹ, ó ti lọ. Sọ pé ó ti lọ. Ó ti lọ. But guess what? Adìyẹ náà ń fò. But the only time you see a chicken fly is when they are in fright. So a chicken only fly in fright. Rhyme. Torí a dáhùn kó máa wà ńlẹ̀lẹ̀ ni. So if you, as an eagle, understand who you are and your core values, o ní máa bá àwọn adìyẹ tó ń bá kọ́ wọ́n rìn. O ní máa bá wọn kọ́ wọ́n rìn. O ní máa bá wọn wá ilẹ̀ kiri. Attitude tí wàá ti máa fò, tí wàá ti máa operate, ó jìnnà sí títí wọn. But because you don't know who you are, you don't know what you stand for, you don't know where you're going, you don't know what you live for, you don't know the gift that you carry and that you are meant to deliver to the world. So, wàá máa ràn mú kiri ayé. Wàá máa jókòó sáàárín àwọn tí ò yẹ kó jókòó sí. Wàá máa ṣe nǹkan tí ò yẹ kó ṣe. Today, we have people, queuing up behind different presidential candidates. Look, it's all a function of values. That's how I see it. That's how I see it. Mo dẹ̀ fọ́n lẹ́rán mò ń wò. Decision táwọn ẹlòmíín bá make, ó ti sọ orú èèyàn tán jẹ́ fún mi. Láì la ẹnu wọn sọ̀rọ̀. Mo ti mọ orú èèyàn tán jẹ́, mo dẹ̀ ti mọ ibi tó yẹ kí n fi wọ́n sí. Ìjà kọ́. Mo dẹ̀ ti mọ ohun tí ó lè pa ẹ̀mí àti wọn pọ̀. That's how I live my life. You don't have to tell me who you are. I don't have to go and ask somebody about you. I know what to look for in people. And once I find it, I know where to put you. Gbogbo àwọn ọ̀rẹ́ tí mo ní, that they don't receive the same kind of treatment from me. Because they're different individuals. I don't treat them alike. Yes, they might belong to that category or that, broad category of friends. But subcategory náà tún wà. And I treat them differently based on who they are or who I have found them to be. Not by gossip, not by hearsay, but by my dealing with them. So tí ara ẹ̀ dá kan torí ẹ̀ pé bá kórajọ tó bá sọ pé ẹni tí ò dá pé ni kó jọ̀gá lé òun lórí. It's all about values. Ẹ má bá wọn jà. Values ni. Ó ti sọ orú èèyàn tẹ́ni yẹn jẹ́ fún yín. Ẹ̀yin ni kẹ́ wá mọ̀ information that you how you use it, how you treat individuals like that, how you treat people like that. Because information can here, only review for you. So how you now use that information is entirely up to you. Kò ní pé ń bá èèyàn yẹn jà. No, kò need. So that's all I have for you tonight. I hope you have been able to pick one or two things, out of this, because you will definitely need it. I can guarantee you. You definitely need it. And I know what I'm talking about. Decision making is so, of course, there are few ones that you have to, okay, no. But, koto baya emotion fẹ́ lead there astray. Values ẹ máa tètè pè ẹ́ padà. No. Those times that I allow my heart to make decisions for me, yeah, my Jamie. Whether in business, whether in personal life, whether and oftentimes when I get to the negotiation table, the creative part of me is dominant. That I want to do part of me. On strong you. On my step forward. Mi ò wáwọ́ mọ́ owó, mi ò wáwọ́ mọ́ publicity àbí fame or anything like that. So it jumps forward and then it doesn't take care of me. So mo máa ń jẹ gbà ni. But now I allow my head to lead. Tó ń bá ti fẹ́ máa gbọ̀ngbọ̀ngbọ̀n bó ṣe máa ń gbọ̀n yẹn, orí mi á pa lẹ́nu mọ́ pé ọgbẹ́ni lọ dákẹ́ lọ jókòó. So I allow my head now to lead me. And my head understand what my core values are. My head will look after me. My heart is too soft. It's just, But my head now quickly will understand who is a time waster, who understand who is a user, who understand, my head understand all that. So I allow it now to lead the negotiation. I allow it to sit at the head of the decision-making table. And so far, so good. Mi ò tí regret it. So, check this out, my friends. And I'm 100% sure you will you'll benefit from it. Trust me, you'll benefit from it. So that's all I have for you tonight. I hope you join me again next week, Friday, for another interesting discussion. Until then, enjoy the rest of your night and have a wonderful weekend. Thank you. God bless you. Odaro.
Ṣe jẹ́jẹ́ tirẹ̀ ládàlẹ̀ ayé kò má ṣẹ̀dá tó mọ̀ ọ́la. Ó jẹ́ ṣe jẹ́jẹ́ ọ̀rẹ́ mi o, ayé gbẹ̀gẹ́. Inú ẹni ṣàlámọ̀, a ò mẹ́ni tó fẹ́ ni. Ká ṣe bí ẹni kú, káwọ́ ẹni tí ó ṣe dàrú ẹni. Ṣàṣà ènìyàn nífẹ̀ẹ́ ní lẹ́yìn, tẹrú tọmọ nífẹ̀ẹ́ ní lójú ẹni. Ọmọ aráyé abániwọ̀nrọ̀ pa òrí dání wọ́n. Ayé ò fẹ́ ní ìfọ̀rọ̀, orí ẹni ní pẹ́ kó yẹ ni. You gotta be strong cause the world is a battlefield. Òjò láyé ó gbé ní lọ, bá ò bá mọ̀ wẹ̀. Má ṣe làlà òtọ́ láì bá dé, stress of ìdákùn ṣe jẹ́jẹ́. Ilé ayé ogun ni ó gbọ̀gbọ́n. Ẹ̀sùn pẹ̀lẹ́ láyé gbà rẹ̀, ẹ jẹ́ ká má ṣe jẹ́jẹ́. Tíbi tirẹ̀ ládàlẹ̀ ayé kò má ṣẹ̀dá tó mọ̀ ọ́la. Ó jẹ́ ṣe jẹ́jẹ́ ọ̀rẹ́ mi o, ayé gbẹ̀gẹ́. Inú ẹni ṣàlámọ̀, a ò mẹ́ni tó fẹ́ ni. Ṣẹ̀rántí a ò mẹ́rin ìjọba ẹ̀wẹ̀kú ẹ̀wẹ̀lẹ̀. Àwọn ọlọ́tẹ̀ ni wọ́n dìde wọn lájànà kó lè rínú gbọ́gbé. Àṣenìtàn bá ní ìdàrú ṣálọ̀ máa ráyé. Àwọ̀ fẹ́lẹ́ bòónù kò jẹ́ àríkùn wá ṣe bí. You gotta be wise to survive and keep your sanity. Ọjà ọ̀dájú ní ilé ayé, o ní láti mọ̀ ọ́n rà. Àyàgbé ọ̀gẹ̀gẹ̀ tó bá ti lówó, ọ̀yàn òun ló wà lọ́jọ́ ogún dé. Ọwọ́ epo láyé ńlá, wọ́n kì í lá jẹ̀jẹ̀. Alámọ̀ a ò mọ̀nú, ẹ̀yìn ayé yẹ kó rọra ṣe. Ṣọ́ra, ṣọ́ra. Bọ́sọ̀ fura, bọ́sọ̀ fi jọ́ sí iná. Ẹ̀sùn pẹ̀lẹ́ láyé gbà rẹ̀, ẹ jẹ́ ká má ṣe jẹ́jẹ́ o. Tíbi tirẹ̀ ládàlẹ̀ ayé kò má ṣẹ̀dá tó mọ̀ ọ́la. Ó jẹ́ ṣe jẹ́jẹ́ ọ̀rẹ́ mi o, ayé gbẹ̀gẹ́ o. Inú ẹni ṣàlámọ̀, a ò mẹ́ni tó fẹ́ ni. Ẹ̀sùn pẹ̀lẹ́ láyé gbà rẹ̀, ẹ jẹ́ ká má ṣe jẹ́jẹ́. Tíbi tirẹ̀ ládàlẹ̀ ayé kò má ṣẹ̀dá tó mọ̀ ọ́la. Ó jẹ́ ṣe jẹ́jẹ́ ọ̀rẹ́ mi o, ayé gbẹ̀gẹ́. Inú ẹni ṣàlámọ̀, a ò mẹ́ni tó fẹ́ ni. Ẹ̀sùn pẹ̀lẹ́ láyé gbà rẹ̀, ẹ jẹ́ ká má ṣe jẹ́jẹ́. Ọ̀rẹ́ mi tíbi tirẹ̀ ládàlẹ̀ ayé, àgbà tó ti fi tó mọ̀ ọ́la lòkù lọ́gbọ́n. Ó jẹ́ ṣe jẹ́jẹ́ ọ̀rẹ́ mi o, ayé gbẹ̀gẹ́. Inú ẹni ṣàlámọ̀, a ò mẹ́ni tó fẹ́